Welcome everybody to leems TNA Impact Thursday night review of February 28th of 2013. Before I get to the review, I want to thank you those who watched my first video. I hope it progressed. Also, my Twitter's below, my Facebook's below. Hit me up on that. Subscribe, please. And I hope you enjoy. You're going to see me look to this side. I'm sorry, I don't have the right webcam on. That's the only one that's really working. Because my notes are on this side. I have a second screen. Okay, so let's start with the beginning of Impact, which... like, I understand they're asking for an update on, basically Brooke and Bully. They enter sorry. Whew. I'm not going to edit this thing. I like doing it raw, so this is what you're going to get. Because I don't have the time to edit. So we see Brooke, Hogan, and Bully Ray. They enter the ring. They're questioned by the TNA, I guess, journalists, whatever you want to call them. They don't really have reporters. There's not like a set, like you don't know who the guy is. Asking, is Hulk okay? Because he was attacked by the Aces last week, and they don't say anything. And then Brooke says there's not really an update. He's just hurt, and Bully Ray said basically he's just beat up, and tells Brooke, "Let's get out of here." I can't do a Bully Ray impression. Not gonna happen. And so we see that obviously Hulk is hurt, which I think, if I remember right, he's having surgeries anyway. So I think they just did this so they would have a reason why he's out. And then the show starts. Bully Ray makes down his round to ring, doesn't see Taz, calls Taz a coward. Taz, of course, is not by the booth because he doesn't want to confront Bully Ray. And he gets to the ring, cuts a promo on saying this is the most pissed off he's been in his life. And he promises to hurt Devon and the rest of the Ace and Eights, and then calls out Jeff Hardy, who he's going to face. Says he doesn't feel like he deserves it because basically, Bully Ray's right. He was handed the title shot. And then Jeff goes on. He wants to. He's okay with facing Bully Ray. He would have chose him. And then Bad Influence comes out. Does typical heel shtick, and basically they're gonna have a tag team. The main event is Bad Influence versus Bully Ray and the world champion Jeff Hardy. I guess it was alright, but Bully Ray saying he's not a heel, he's a babyface, he's just Bully Ray. It's kind of weird because that's just face. Like, you can't be any more face than that. Him sucking up to Jeff Hardy. Which, who wants to suck up to Jeff Hardy? And this has come from a Jeff Hardy fan. I'm not a big Jeff Hardy fan anymore because his matches don't excite me anymore. That's just me. And I hope this cage match proves wrong. The one that they're gonna have. I hope it really proves me wrong because I am a Jeff Hardy fan and I kind of would like to see the old Jeff Hardy back. I feel, unless doing all that stuff, that crazy stuff he did, is he can only do that high, then I guess I can be okay with what he's doing with sober. And so I didn't really like the fact that Bully Ray was kind of kissing up to Jeff Hardy. I didn't see the point of that. I understand. I did like the point, he did make the point about where Hulk had all these matches to find the number one contender and just ultimately just blackballed everybody else and chose, Hardy Bully Ray. I'm sorry. Basically, because they knew, which we'll get to the team of what Team TNA is going to look like. So that was the opening. Sorry, I'm trying to make my notes bigger. I can't really see that great sometimes. And then, we see Sting backstage deliberating, he says, look at this list, got a lot of people on this list, and he's talking about his team, and we see Magnus there, and Magnus makes a heck of a point of why he should be on there, saying that Sting mentored him, that he's not that green anymore, and that he wants to be there, he wants to be on Team Sting. And I'm a big fan of Magnus, so I was, I did like the promo that Magnus did cut in Hulk's office, which Hulk isn't there, so I guess anybody else can go in the office. That just seems weird to me, but I'm just weird like that. It just seems weird to me that somebody can go into the boss's office and the boss doesn't have to be there. That's just me being weird, probably. And then we get to finally we get to the first match of the night, which is the Knockouts Championship. Tara wanting her rematch against Velvet Sky. Gail Kim is in for commentary. I personally think Gail Kim should not ever have a mic. She was horrible. I don't understand. Like, I just thought her commentary was horrible. But it was typical commentary, so it wasn't like that bad. And then to get on with this match, it really wasn't nothing exciting. Obviously, because Velvet Sky wasn't there. Tara did alright in this match. It was an okay match. I didn't really grasp my attention. And Velvet Sky, retains her title. Like I said, not a very good match. And then we see Kenny King backstage being interviewed, calling out the whole entire X Division, saying he's the X Division, which I can't disagree. I am a Kenny King fan, so I'm probably being biased. And you say, well, he lost so many times to Rob Van Dam. We're going to get towards that, but I don't know. I think Kenny King should be the new leader of the X Division. And you're probably asking, the way he's botched in his matches, why would you say that? Here's the thing. Even though I'm an RVD fan, you can pretty much tell that RVD has been stiffing Kenny King in some of the matches. But anyways, let's get back. He goes to the area or locker room where Rob Van Dam is, and says a bunch of stuff, and saying that the X Division would be nothing without him, and Rob Van Dam has to admit that Kenny King is better, and Rob Van Dam goes, I beat you so many times, how many times do I have to beat you? And then, says, I give you one more title shot, if you lose, you're out of the X Division, you're just out of it completely. And, of course, Kenny King's going to take the opportunity. And I don't know why it's not. I'm sorry, this is going to be very raw. Okay, I don't know why I don't have this in my notes. Because the next part that I hate when I don't do my notes right. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Like I said, I'm not gonna edit this. This is just gonna be what it is. Before we see Austin Aries versus Hernandez, we see Austin Aries talking backstage, saying, talking about Rude on the phone, saying, Bobby, what are you doing? You're not at the photo shoot. Something about a photo shoot, and it ends up, and by doing the phone call, they end up announcing, like, out of nowhere, the three-way tag for Lockdown. It's gonna be Austin Aries and Bobby Roode versus Bad Influence versus Chavo Hernandez for the tag titles, which I don't know why they do that. They just build it out of nowhere. They just bring things out of nowhere. Like there was like, I mean, there is a feud between Austin Aries, Rude, and Hernandez and Chavo, but like I don't know. It's kind of it just seems kind of weird. It doesn't like it felt like it was brought out of nowhere to me. And so Chavo says, "Oh, where's your Chavo tries to say, oh, you can take it on all of us, and because that's what Austin Aries said to Bobby Roode." And then he said, "Yeah, I could," and stuff. I think. I'm sorry, I didn't write this in my notes. I try to write down notes when I'm watching the show. But anyways, it ends up. It looks like Chavo is going to challenge Aries, and Aries thinks that too. But he says, "No, you're not facing me. You're facing Hernandez." So we get to that match. It was actually a pretty good match. It didn't bore me. I mean, I already know some people at the YWC are going to say that match was like crappy or something. I just know because I do watch a lot of you, and a lot of you just complain way too much. I mean, I do. If you watch my first video, I did rant. That wasn't really complaining. That was truth. There's a difference between complaining and telling truth. Complaining, you leave out facts. I don't leave out facts. It's not that's not to push my ego up or anything. It's just that certain things you won't in that video. And you can watch it. You won't be able to challenge me on, and I welcome you to challenge me on it. Any of you out there want to challenge me, you can. I encourage you to. But anyways, this was a good match. I'm not sure. They said Aries had a chain in his hand when he hit Hernandez. I didn't see anything, so I don't know what it was. But he definitely hit him with something. It's a pretty good match. Austin Aries wins, and then backstage we see, which was really funny and really sad, Joseph Parks eating ribs, and Sting makes a joke. You understand what I mean about being ribbed. And Sting, Parks goes, "Yeah, I know, but this is just my lunch." It was kind of stupid, but Parks wants to be on the team. Sting kind of shrugs it off, but he goes off and he sees Matt Morgan. He asks Matt Morgan if he wanted an opportunity to, because Matt Morgan's been all asking about opportunities. And Matt Morgan says no, because anybody associated with Hogan is guilty by my association or my reasoning or whatever. And Matt Morgan has a beard, a beard, and it looks really creepy. Like creepy enough. If anyone ever met him in prison, you get where I'm going with that. But anyways, Matt Morgan declines. And then we get to the X Division match, which, it wasn't a bad match. But what I don't get, and I'm an RVD fan, why is he stiffing him? Because and this was a good match, but why was RVD stiffing him when when Kenny King went for the Royal Flush? I don't understand that. RVD's great, but he's not. And I do think he is going to be I don't even know if he's going to be a Hall of Famer someday. I mean, I think he's a great wrestler, but I think he does have that. I mean, he is cocky. I think he has a cockiness inside and outside the ring. I mean, inside the ring is cool, but outside the ring doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why he stiffed him. You could tell it, because Kenny King could lift him. I don't understand. I don't know if it's because RVD does wrestle part-time for TNA. He doesn't do a full-time schedule. So I don't know if when he's out of, when he's not wrestling for TNA, if he's um, wrestling anywhere else to keep his skills honed. But I don't know. He stiffed him. It's kind of obvious. So Kenny King finally wins. Thank God, because there was no point of Kenny King losing again, which was bad on TNA's part. He should have won the second match. That's just my opinion. And so Kenny King wins. Yes. Yes. And then Aces and Eights makes their way down to the ring. Before they make it down to the ring, we see backstage Kurt meeting up with Sting. Says, "You got your team ready?" Sting goes, "Yeah, you want to see?" He shows him, and our Angle looks at the list. "You sure this is the guy you want?" Which obviously you'll see why he said that. And then, they have their exchanges and they go, and then Ace and Eights comes out to the ring. Devon cuts a promo on who's going to be on his team. He tells Sting to stop drinking Hulk Hogan's Kool-Aid. So we know that Devon, Doc, Mike Knox, Ken Anderson, and Garrett Bischoff are going to be on the team, which is I'm not sure how I feel about Luke Gallows and Doc but I'm gonna still call him Luke Gallows and Mike Knox. I mean, Mike Knox was impressive. He's an impressive big man in WWE. I mean, that crossbody he did, the running crossbody, which I don't think he's shown in TNA yet, but that running crossbody that he used to do in the WWE was pretty good for a man his size. And I thought Mike Knox was actually pretty good. I think WWE dropped the ball with Mike Knox. I think he had potential. Now, Luke Gallows, I know he was with the Straight Edge Society and CM Punk, but I think the whole Jesse and Festus thing ruined it for me, so I'm not too sure on Luke Gallows. I mean, I think this whole Ace and Eight storyline needs to end anyways, but if it's gonna be shown on TV and shoved down my throat, I might as well just watch, because I got nothing better else to do. So that's not even gonna stop watching TNA because of that storyline. And then Sting comes out. He introduces his team, which is Samoa Joe, the Cowboy, James Storm, Magnus, and then he says he needs a fifth man, and he wanted to think outside the box, which honestly I thought he was going to go with Joseph Parks. I honestly thought, I'm like, no, don't ruin this match, because it does have potential of being a good match. And then he said it says Lockdown won't be time for Showtime. And Ken Anderson goes, "Oh, that's your gimmick, your phrase, come on, who is it?" And he says it again, and Ken Anderson mocks him again, and then behind them is Showtime, EY, Eric Young, comes out of nowhere, the Knockouts Tag Champion, I thought was kind of funny, being on Sting's team. And both the teams, they start fighting, and Team TNA clears out Ace and Eights out of the ring, and I don't know. Eric Young. Eric Young is talented. If you've seen him outside of TNA and some of the matches he's had, they've been pretty good. And he's had some good matches in TNA. So this is gonna be. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I hope it's gonna be good. Because it should be. I hope it ends Aces and Eights storyline, but it isn't. And then we get to the gut check match between, and I'm going to try to pronounce these names right, but I'm probably going to pronounce them wrong. Elizaview Velv and Lord Lead Tappa. Sorry. This match actually was more exciting than the women's title, the Knockouts title match. That is sad. Because the Knockouts title versus a gut check of against two people that nobody knows. I thought it was a pretty good match. And then Bellows basically making Tappa tap out and gets the win. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Because with these gut checks, we got screwed out of the last got check. They let that idiot Jay Bradley win. Who the heck is Jay Bradley? I mean, I know who Brian Cage is because if you watch Independent Season 1, he's a really great wrestler. And I hope Brian Cage gets another shot in either TNA or WE because he deserves to be in one of those companies. He just deserves it. And Jay Bradley doesn't deserve anything. And that's just facts. If you're a true wrestling fan, you would understand that. You would agree with that point. And then we see in AJ Styles that it was like the same Bobby Roode thing. When Bobby Roode turned heel, the same thing with his wife being interviewed, friends and stuff. And then they hear AJ's motorcycle, which, sweet motorcycle, by the way, AJ Styles. And he goes, "Really, guys? Really?" And he goes off away. And so either he's going to be part of Aces and Eights or his own person, which I'm hoping for his own person. And then we go to one of the worst things of the night. Robbie just annoys the crap out of me. Robbie needs to be fired. I don't care if was a good wrestler on the Independents, which I don't know, because I'd never heard of Robbie until TNA. So I don't know who trained him, but obviously didn't do a good job. And Robbie looks like he's gonna, try to apologize to Robbie T or Bob Terry, whatever you want to call him. And it doesn't go well, as Rob Terry's going to do a bro off that, Robbie E was allowing him to do. And Robbie E hits him with a picture frame, and that just makes Rob Terry mad. And then Robbie E turns around, sees Rob Terry's mad, and he escapes quickly out, and Rob Terry hulks up, going, "I can't make it free." I can't do it in a British voice. Rob Terry angry. Basically hulked out. Not Hulk Hogan, the green guy. And that was the end of that, thank God, because that was just horrible. I don't like these bro-offs. I don't like anything to do related with the whole Jersey Shore bull crap. And any of you that were into that, I'm sorry. I hope you're seeking therapy or something. And then we see Kurt Angle going to the Asian clubs, heading towards their clubhouse and going to go find Wes and fight the rest of the Ace and Eights. And then we get to the main event, Bad Influence versus Hardy and Bully Ray. This was okay, main event. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. I mean, I do like seeing Bad Influence in the ring, just the combinations of double tag team moves that Daniels and Kazarian do. So it was pretty good. I did like the finish with Bully Ray doing the electrical chair drop and then Hardy doing the swanton. So that was pretty good. And my problem is that they were getting along too well. So I don't know how good this cage match is going to be. I hope it really is competitive, and isn't like boring, like some of Hardy's matches have been. And this is hard for me to say because I am a Hardy fan. And I'm a big supporter of Hardy staying sober. I could care less if Hardy ever wrestled again. If that means I'm getting off topic, but anyways. And then the camera cuts out to the Ace and Eight's clubhouse. We see Kurt Angle go in. He attacks. I think he attacked Ken Anderson first. I think that's the first person he attacked, and he goes against this big guy, which, if you look at it, it looked like how big the guy was. I think it was Matt Morgan. I'm pretty sure Matt Morgan's going to be an Ace and Eights, which makes sense. That actually wouldn't make sense. because he's against Hulk Hogan anyways. He already had a problem with Hulk Hogan. So it kind of makes sense. And this is not a spoiler or anything. They didn't show the face. But I'm pretty sure it's Matt Morgan. And then they attack him and stuff. And you hear Taz saying, "This is, we ride dirty." So all in all, TNA was, Impact tonight was, I would say that Raw was better than Impact this week. So I gave Raw a 7.5. I did a for my blog WrestlingDojo.com. Go check it out. Raw review. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 stars. I would give Impact a 6 out of 10 stars. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And you know what? I'm gonna add some extra stuff. I got some stuff that I need to say. In my previous video on Wrestle Rants, I said I might not be watching WrestleMania because of the whole thing with John Cena and Rock 2. And today I watched a video with by Spastic Road Signs. Go check out his channel. He's got some good stuff on there. He's pretty straightforward, which is what I like. I don't always agree with him, but I do like that he does like the Miz, because I'm a Miz fan, or recently became a Miz fan. And he made a really great point. Like, if you're a big wrestling fan, you're not gonna miss WrestleMania. You're gonna stomach through it. So, I'm probably gonna watch. I would probably end up watching WrestleMania. So I wanted to clear that up. Because, I mean, I've watched crappier stuff, so I really don't have a reason not to watch WrestleMania. So that doesn't make me a hypocrite. It's just that Spaz, he pointed out, which I'm not his fanboy or whatever you want to call it, or his #1 fan, because I mentioned him in my first video. I just want to give him props. He made a good point. Hats off to you, sir. And so I just wanted to clear that up. And also, something I want to get off my chest wrestling-wise. MVP is done with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He could go either. I think he might go back to New Japan Wrestling. I'm not sure, but he could go with WWE or TNA. I did like MVP. He wasn't. I don't think he wasn't one of my favorites, but I did like him. I don't think he's. I watched his Japan matches, and they're okay. Not the greatest. I think he upped his game in Japan. So if he does come back to WWE, I'm not sure if I want to see him in a main event title picture. I would have to see how he does good back in. If the WWE doesn't, if he goes back and if they don't screw him like they did Tensai, aka Matt Bloom, aka Albert, aka Giant Bernard, A-Train, whatever you want to call him. So I hope, that doesn't happen if he does. And I don't think going to TNA will do MVP any good. I don't know if they would be able to use him right. I don't even know if he fit. I honestly don't think MVP fits the TNA product. That's not bashing TNA. I don't think TNA should just take WWE wrestlers, or it doesn't even matter if they're ex-WWE wrestlers. I don't think they should sign just any wrestler to their product if it's not going to benefit them, their product. So I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to leave you with a statement. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, son.